Okay, welcome back. This is day 3 of our cabin in the woods run. Those of you watching the live stream right now, before we get too far into this, can I just get a quick check? Is the audio, the game audio, coming through okay? Should have heard me opening the trunk of that vehicle when I did that a second ago. We have had a couple of issues with that on OBS. Sounds good? Okay, amazing. Love that. Okay, so last time we did actually already gather the 2 rabbits. So this is good. We have 2 rabbits available to us. Now, I'm thinking that we go back and get 1 or 2 more. And by get 1 or 2 more, I mean harvest them. We need meat. Ash, thank you very much for the sub, mate. Appreciate that. Thank you for playing some Stellaris with us earlier. Thank you very much, guys. Can I get some bread ups in the chat, please, for young Smashley? Thank you. Where are we on our carpentry skill? 1. We need to get our carpentry up to level 3 so that we can build like composters and rain collectors. Thank you, guys. Very much appreciated. We're also at metalworking 4. I really need to start thinking about getting us an anvil. Oh, sorry, like a forge and stuff. Now, a primitive forge isn't too bad, but things get a bit more complex from then on. Furnaces as well are thankfully pretty easy. We just need some clay and stones. Clay cement. I'm not really sure how to make that yet. Clay cement. Here we go. Concrete, powder, clay, and water. So we need to get concrete powder from somewhere. Or, by the looks of it, we mix sand and clay. Okay. I know how to get clay. Do we have any sacks already? I do know how to get clay. But we need sacks to hold the clay in, and we don't have any currently. So we need to try and keep a lookout for some of those. What's the sandbox settings in this run? Oh, dude, it would take me ages to go through all the sandbox settings on this, unfortunately. But I mean, the basics is it's the 10 years later mod, and like no power, no, you know, any of that stuff that you'd expect. No power, no water. Food's all rotted, etc., etc. Maximum erosion. That sort of thing. It'd probably take me quite a while to go through it all, but right. I need a weapon. We've got a knife. That should be fine. Research craft from this metal pipe, just in case there's anything useful we can learn. We've got animal feed here. I'm gonna go slot that into our trough. Just got the game, so I'm so lost. But I'm so lost, so come to watch you. No problem, man. No problem. It's not an easy game, so don't stress it. Do not stress it. You will pick it up gradually. It is one of those things. I would say we're on a more complex run right now. But if you're looking for info on like how to just play the game, I I do a bunch of guides on YouTube. Exclamation mark YouTube in the chat. I've got a bunch of like new player guides on there. We did a series not long after Build 42 launched, which was like surviving your first week, stuff like that. Been watching your guides already. That's how I found you. Amazing. I hope you enjoyed them, and I hope it, you know, gave you a little bit of help. Okay. I'm gonna have to sort out some of this, but right now, I think we just go get us some wabbits to cook. So the rabbit farm was back this way. Could potentially forage for some more seeds. How are our crops doing? It's been a minute since I played last, so I've got to sort of update myself here. These are well watered. Okay, so these are all coming along. These are all coming along. It says compost no. I'm pretty sure we fertilized most of these. Did we not? It says compost no, but I'm 99% sure that we fertilized all of those. It made me more confused, but I learned a lot. Rough. Sorry to hear that. Well, Finn Lawley, thank you very much for the sub. Appreciate that. That's very kind of you. Guys, can we get some bread ups in the chat, please? A lot of PZ is try it, die, try something else next time. Yeah, basically. Everything in PZ is a learning experience. Quite literally everything. You will learn from your mistakes, and you will try again and probably learn from more mistakes thereafter. Right, I know our character's getting tired, and it is pretty late, so I'm actually just gonna check. Do we have any beans left? No. We're out of beans. Times are truly dire. Well, we're gonna take a nighttime drive and go get us a rabbit. These rabbits are here to breed, and we'll cultivate the offspring, probably. Leave the breeding pair alive. But we need food now. Annoyingly, I don't have a butchering hook for larger animals to really get the most out of those. Fishing would be a decent thing to try, but we don't have much in the way of levels. So whatever we catch isn't likely to be very good. Where's your windshield? Look, Lucy, I feel like that is a bait question. You know what happened to my windshield. You just want me to say that it was destroyed so that you can scold me about my driving skills because I scold you about yours. This is a bait question, and I see where this is going already, and I don't appreciate it. Yeah, but did you run over any pigs while breaking it? That's a very good question, Ash. I don't think, no, I don't think I did run over any little piggies to damage my windscreen. No, I don't think I did do that. But, you know, it's funny you mention it because I know somebody that did do that. A whole bunch of rabbits here. The problem is getting close enough. I know somebody that did run over a bunch of very young piggies that had their whole lives ahead of them. Um, I know someone who ran over a pigeon. Ran over is an exaggeration, Your Honor. It was doing less than 20 miles an hour in it, and it bounced off the hood of the car because it didn't move in time. All right, that's. I'm a changed duck since then. Duck is a very good driver, I think. It's hard to tell when it's backwards. Yeah, because we drive on the other side of the road to you guys out here. Hey chat. We mentioned this earlier, but for anybody that's only recently tuned in, and I know there's a lot of you just tuning in now because we're now playing Project Zomboid and weren't here for the earlier part of the stream, which, by the way, you missed out on us exterminating all life forms with a bread-based hive mind. It was glorious. The first Warburton fleet struck a deadly blow to biological life today, and you missed out. But, just in case you weren't here, we exchanged on the house just yesterday. Meaning that we have a completion date. I get the keys on Friday. And I will be moving in next Friday. So everything is now sort of like legally binding. There's no, you know, there's no uncertainty. We can't back out, or they can't back out now, sort of thing. Nothing could come up at this stage. So, yeah. This is good. This is good. Thank you, chat. Appreciate it. I'm very excited. Very excited. And there's another thing, as if that wasn't like the biggest thing to happen in my life this year. Proud of you. Thank you, Lucia. I appreciate it. Very, very kind. Yes, thank you. And on top of that, our sponsored PC with PC Specialist order confirmed today, meaning that it is now being built and will be arriving the day after I move into the new place. So that's pretty huge. We're getting the new PC very soon. Very soon indeed. Okay, where are the rabbits? I know they're around. Ah, there's one. Kittens, does. We probably just want like a doe, right? All right. Hey, come here. I'm sorry. One of you's got to go. We're hungry out here. Animal info. Wait, I have to drop it to kill it? Sorry, rabbit. Oh! The sound! Why do they make it sound so bad? It's only 2 weight. This thing is not going to be a very big rabbit, is it? Squee! Right, I'm going to take one more, I think. It was here, wasn't it? No. There's one there. That's a doe. Oh, God. Okay. We've got the other one. This one's a bit larger. Okay, we out. You just say about a pig that had their whole life ahead of him? Listen. We are in a wilderness situation where the strong survive and the weak perish, right? The truth of the matter is, I need food. Okay? We need to live. You don't need 2 tree branches. Found the easiest way to kill rabbits is by accidentally running them over. Yeah, but the meat's no good now. That was great after, like, shortly after build 42. Nice. But the meat's no good now if you do that. Black sage is good. That's actually, like, painkillers, basically. Herb-based painkillers. Maybe we could dry that, but we don't have the drying rack for it. But rabbits. Living is optional, rabbits are eternal. Should you use one of those huge water troughs to wash yourself/clothing? I mean, we could. I don't see a reason for it right now, though. Can you? You didn't used to be able to? Don't know. Either way, I don't think we want to use water that way right now. Maybe once it's like, I don't know. I'll check the trough, see if we can. Maybe. I mean, as long as it's topped up fully, I guess like the rain will top it up. I do kind of wish that like having a clean character did something for you. It doesn't actually do anything for you. There's rumors, like some people will say that like, oh, you know, being cleaner and whatever reduces the chance of infections, or like, you know, makes you like happier and stuff like that. And but those rumors aren't true. Nothing like cleaning your character doesn't do anything in Project Zomboid. Kind of wish that it did. But then I suppose that would also mean like adding a downside, which would kind of just probably be considered a bit tedious, if you had to keep your character clean all the time. It makes you prettier. Yeah, it does. I'm already pretty enough, though. Know what I'm saying? All right. So once we get back, we're gonna butcher those rabbits. We're gonna have like a late night cooking sesh. Or do we sleep first? I don't know, I feel like we need to eat. Poor character is hungry. Right. We could probably do with some light, but... See, he still does it on the floor. Can I... Hang on. If I do it through the crafting menu, is it different, maybe? Is it just bugged out now? Butcher. Butcher small animal. Rat, dead mouse. It just doesn't take those into account. Well, there's one of the rabbits. What was the other one? Has it just... Have I just lost one of those now? I hope not. Looks like I might have just lost one of those rabbits now doing that. Okay. Rabbit meat. Oh no. It did them all. Holy crap. Okay, this is more than I needed, but this is also like really good. We're gonna get the bones. I could also slice the head to get like brain tannin going probably. Was that? No, there's another one here. Okay. We're gonna leave the second one. I need fire. Honestly, I kind of expected that to give us much less meat than it did. And now I feel like we have a little bit too much. But rather that than too little, right? I need like a twig or something to light this fire with. Here we go. Very, very tired. Probably stoke this fire a little bit more. There we go. What's the goal for this run? So we're basically attempting to become like self-sufficient and make a perfect base from this little like hunting cabin in the middle of the woods. We're on 10 years later with insanely rare loot across the board. Oh, dude, our character is going to be so happy that he's finally got some food. Okay. He's earned this. Let's eat like the biggest one. Oh man. Imagine. Yeah, he's still peckish. I don't blame him. Get some more food in him. Okay, full to bursting. I think now we sleep. If only I had some salt. Could make like cured meat. We don't have any salt. How big is the mod list for this? Exclamation mark mods. Have a look for yourself. It's the first proper meal he's had. Yeah, you're not lying. It's not helping him put on any weight because, like, this is the problem, you see. It's not particularly full of calories. Hello, I am back. Is this a new game that just released? Hello, Grant. Welcome back. Big gooby. Well, there's no point in us being shy on consuming this food, is there? We've got another one right here. I am gonna pick this one up. I think I'm gonna hold off butchering it just for a little bit. And I'm gonna put it like, you can't place them, huh? Okay, well, I guess it just goes on the ground then, like. I don't wanted to place it properly, but whatever. Okay. I need a moment, chat, to think where we want to go next. So we have bones that could be made into certain things. Be nice maybe, because I feel like, weren't the necklaces like pretty good? They require a level in tailoring, which I don't have. What else could I aim to build here? Could make like bone weaponry, possibly. We probably want to go for like if we can get like a kiln going as well, we could build like some water containers and things like that. An amphora might not be a bad idea for storing liquid. We need clay, and for clay we need a sack, and I think we can sew one of those. From burlap, but oh man, burlap takes. What is it to sew burlap? That's drying crops and then scutching them, and then on the sewing wheel, which is just gonna take way too long. So I'm wondering like what we want to get going with next, and I'm honestly thinking carpentry skill. Like we could do with probably like some more storage. We could do with like maybe expanding, maybe putting up like a wall or something. Could also go down the leatherworking sort of side of things. Wouldn't be a bad idea. This damn crafting interface, yeah, you're telling me. Dude, I've been doing a full video, like, on a crafting guide, and it's just become so apparent, like, how over-convoluted the system is. If you want to make, like, if you want to tailor your own clothes, from cloth, so what is that? That's, flax. There are 5 different workbenches to get from harvesting flax in a field to the finished roll of fabric. 5 different workbenches that it needs to go through. And and you need level 5 carpentry to get to the end stage. So it's like, I don't understand who that's for. Does that make sense? Like, if you're in a wilderness survival situation, right, which is why a lot of this has been fleshed out, was like to give people goals in like wilderness survival or years after the apocalypse and stuff. Like, I don't understand who that's for. By the time you get to building your own clothing, you've probably already looted it, or it's way too late in a wilderness survival situation. It's very odd. I don't understand, like, why it's so complex. There's also like 3 different like leatherworking drying racks, I think it is, for different pieces of leather. I don't know why we need 3 of different sizes, but we do, apparently. What's the other one? There's like 3 different types of... There's 2 different plant drying racks, one for small and one for large, which again, I don't really understand why we need both. There's 3 different kilns. It's just a lot, man. There's just way too much. Like, most people aren't going to bother with it at all. Burning time later in the game to craft cosmetic clothing. So I would 100% understand that if the items weren't like right now, the items that come from that rye are very like basic. So it's literally like, you know, you're making like a burlap shirt or a like stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? Or like a cotton shirt or pants. Like, they're very, very, very basic clothes that you wouldn't have reason to make unless you didn't have any clothes. Does that make sense? Even for cosmetic purposes, they're like the most bland, basic pieces of clothing because, you know, obviously they're meant to be difficult to make. Okay, I think I know what we're going to do. I was just trying to figure out like where we're going to go. I think we're going to grab some nails. I think we have some in here somewhere. Been a little while since I played, so I'm trying to like reorient myself here. And we're gonna build some stuff associated to leatherworking, I think. Here it is. Just need 1 box. Open. Now, this should flag up a couple of recipes. Tannin. We need a hammer. We have one of those around somewhere. Right? Yeah. Right, so these are the types of things I want to make. I want to make a softening beam. and a tannin barrel, and then we need a rack. Also, would love to get a butter churn, because a butter churn will make like really, really easy food. Yeah, it's kind of weird. I feel like these benches are in a pretty good space in that they're quite easy to craft. So these ones take very limited resources to build. You know, like doing this is pretty simple. So let's put these out front of the... Where do I want to place these benches? Maybe over here. Why is it not letting me place them there? Is it because of the grass? I need to remove... Yes, okay. So we need that. We need the tannin barrel. Our real problem is the butchering hook, because we can't get that until level 3. That's going to be the big one. The hand-operated press will allow us to make seed paste, which we can turn into oil at the stone quern or mill. And for those, we need stone wheels, which I have to go to the other crafting menu. And we do have level 2 masonry, so we could do these. We need a chisel for this. A mason's chisel or a stone chisel. I don't think we have a mason chisel. We would need 2 knapping. But I basically need to get 2 knapping. We have a book for that. So that's my start right now. That's it. We need to up our napping right now. What time do you generally stream? We don't really have a schedule, I'm afraid. Me working on like YouTube videos and streaming as well, and the VOD channel and TikTok and shorts and everything. I can't have a schedule for streaming. Streaming is what I consider to be like the fun part of my job, where like I mean, all of it's fun, but this is the bit that I take a little bit less seriously and just do when I have the time, and you know, come and engage with you guys, have a chat. Right, first things first then. Napping book. This is where we've got to start. This is the start of the process. A very long process, but a start all the same. Okay. It begins. It does. We are going to sit right here. And we're going to read our napping book. And then we're going to go out there and we're going to nap loads of stones. It begins. Love the interface you've been working on. Hopefully the devs show interest. Yeah, Rocco did a fantastic job visualizing like what I was thinking about. And honestly, I hope the developers take note. And honestly, if they haven't got one, I think it's time to hire a UX UI designer. I really do. I feel like the interface as a whole is something that Project Zomboid has neglected over the years. And whether that's because they didn't have the right set of skills in-house or what, I don't know. But I think now with you're implementing something that has like massive potential for crafting and has a lot of like complex systems. I think now is the time to realize that, you know, it might pay to hire a UX designer at this stage. It's never as simple as just hire more people, but if they don't have a dedicated one, I'd like to see them take one on at this stage. I really do. Okay. The reason, if you're wondering why I'm lighting a fire again, it's because we need light to read this book. And light is leaving us, so... Is that a dolly? Yeah, we got a little cart to help us push things around. Oh, we're hungry again, too. God damn, dude. Pork cut, fresh, cooked. Let's go with this one. This one. Honestly, they should just hire Rocco. They've been knocking it out of the park with their UI mods since Build 42 dropped. I would support that. I really would. I think Rocco could do some fantastic work on the team. But, you know, that's up to whether he would want to. That's up to the devs as to, like, whether they want to hire him. I don't really mind who it is. I think Rocco's a great candidate. I just think they need to put more emphasis on the UI now. Like... Yeah. It needs to be a more integral part of their upgrades through Build 42. Okay, we actually don't have any logs now. Do we? Nope. We have a lot of planks. No logs. We're gonna take one or two of these. Really slowing down gameplay at this point with so many things to do. Yeah, I think the main thing for me is like the abundance of workbenches. Like having the leather drying racks and the tannin barrels and the softening beams and the butchering hooks and all, I think maybe, to be honest, that could just be brought down to a butchering hook and a leatherworking station. Like, do we really need all of the different stages, you know? Like, it feels odd having all these, like, different stages for the thing. Because, like, I get that, like, you know, it's nice to go through all these different, like, benches and have the animations for them individually and all that, and it's really cool. But it's making the system so complex that people can't pick it up. Because you don't know what recipes are available at that bench until you've built it. So there's no way for me to know, okay, which bench is next? You know, do I build the softening beam, or do I build the tannin barrel, or do I need a tanning rack and all the rest of it? Like, it's very complex for no particular reason other than the animations look cool. And I just feel like you'd be better off just having them all in like a leatherworking bench, right? With, you know, have it be this like, I don't know, like kind of like 3-part bench that has those things all included in the tile. You know? Have it kind of come round the character, like kind of like in a kind of U shape of the 3 benches, you know? Maybe it's like a leatherworking station with a tanning rack on one side and a tannin barrel on the other, or... It would just consolidate the crafting so much more. And you guys have seen, like, the concept menu we did for the crafting. Like, there's just... There's so many ways they could improve it. Like TIS needs to complete the crafting system, go through and condense the recipes intelligently, and then hire a UI person to really polish it up. Yeah, 100%. That pretty much sums it up in one message. 100%. Couldn't agree more. Complete the recipes, go through it, condense it down, hire a UI person. Yep. And like I say, I realize it's never just as easy as hire more devs. But I also think it's important to acknowledge when the talent you have potentially hasn't got like the right skill set or to do what you're trying to do. You know? Okay. We're gonna take a short sleep here. We're not tired yet. But my goal is that we wake up, we kind of write our sleep schedule a little bit. Yeah, okay, we're waking up at 9 a.m. Perfect. That's what we want. Okay, we've read the napping book. Now, how do we get started with napping? So, this is when I have a spreadsheet for this. Hang on, is it this one? No. Hang on, I gotta bring up my spreadsheet. Give me a second. This is how bad it gets, chat. I need a spreadsheet. One sec. I need to identify how best to level our napping skill. So, oh, if you guys want to see this sheet we're using, I'll post it in the chat for you guys. Just give me one sec. So this is a public resource. This is a sheet that we built for the purposes of crafting. I'll bring it up on screen as well so that you guys can see it real quick. Those of you that are watching this on the VOD. So, this is our crafting spreadsheet that we've built. Obviously it looks a little bit different in full screen, but what it allows me to do is filter by the skill and the required level, and then I can sort the XP gains in largest to smallest, required level 0, and this tells me how much XP I can gain from different actions. So pretty much napping large stones into stones is my only real option here, because this one relies on flint nodules, which we need to forage, limestone, and then this one we auto learn at napping 2 we need a recipe for. So we need to do this. Nap large stones into stones to level our napping to start with. Which is going to take a while. Plus, we do need to actually get a flint nodule. That is one thing we do need. We need to try and find a flint nodule. And I think the only way to get that right now is through foraging. From what I've learned. So, large stone into stones. Smooth, flat stone into stones. This one wasn't on there. I wonder if that's not been picked up for some reason. We need I need a hammer, like a maul, a short bat, or a stone hammer. How do I craft a stone hammer? Tree branch, stone, twine. Okay, well that's easy enough to do. So we have a stone. I believe we have twine somewhere. I think I even have it in my inventory, to be fair. I might. Yeah, I do. Tree branches are inside. Yeah, it's... But you can see what I mean, though, chat. Like, the fact that I have to refer to a spreadsheet to tell me what I need to craft to level, I don't know. To me, like, that's just not great. I just feel like it should be on the crafting menu how much XP I'm going to get, you know? I don't know why we're allergic to that. Right, here we go. We're making a stone hammer so that we can do napping. Here we are. And I do apologize as well. I know there will probably be some people that are probably sick of hearing me, I shall say, quote unquote, complain about the crafting system at this point. But I do want to emphasize that I think there's a lot of like really, really positive things in Build 42. I'm just also like, I think constructive criticism is important, and this is something that I feel could be improved, right? It's not that I'm just complaining about it. We have put together very recently on the main channel, we did a video about talking about how we would improve these things, going into detail. We drew up a big concept design of the crafting menu, and we've relayed all of that to the devs, right? I'm not just complaining for the sake of complaining. So I hope it's not coming across that way. Well, I'm not going to use any more of that water yet. It doesn't like the crafting. Okay, so now we need large stones like these, and we're going to break them down into regular stones for XP. Now, I do just want to check, because it didn't come up on the spreadsheet, whether the large, smooth, flat stones also give us XP. Because we can nap these down as well. Wait, did it not? Did it not pick it up? I'm confused. Maybe I don't have the space? Oh, that's bugged right now, isn't it? Yeah, that is bugged right now. Yeah. I remember that. Right, large stone, craft, napping, requires surface. Does it? Do we really need a surface for that? All right. I don't know why we're using a baseball bat, but we're napping a large stone. I'm glad we've got this XP multiplier, because can you imagine how many stones this would take us otherwise? We do actually have level 1 napping. I didn't realize that. I should check if there's a better recipe. 19.5, that's not too bad. We get 10 stones for our efforts. Stone dowel or something like that, level 1. We have a look real quick. Skill. I'm just tabbed out for a second here, chat. I apologize. Just looking at the napping. Required level 1. So the only recipe we gain is stone blade at level 1. but it requires us to know the recipe or auto learn it at level 3. So we're still doing the same thing basically. Right now. Oh, we should do this. I don't think we have a fleshing tool. I just want to check. I don't think we do though. If we don't have a fleshing tool, we're gonna need one, so we should do that. Yeah, okay. We do not. So with an animal bone, carving a fleshing tool basically means that we can take the leather over to this softening beam and scrape the fur and leather from it. But you need a fleshing tool to be able to do it, so... I really want the devs to add a cart or wheelbarrow to transport all these big rocks. Yeah, I could not agree more with that either. Like, before, I kind of thought, like, carts and trolleys was, like, not something that I wanted in vanilla. But now with Build 42, I feel like it's something, like, if you're really getting into all this crafting, you kind of need it. There's a lot of stuff to carry around. Okay, that was a big chunk of carving XP we just got from that. That's good. But yeah, we're basically just gonna... Let me grab, like, this trolley. We'll load up large stones onto this. And we'll bring them all back. I can only do 3 at a time. Bruh. Okay. And then I have to, like, grab them off the trolley, equip in both hands. Can I place them on the table? I should be able to, like, place... Okay, just place it on the ground. Sure, whatever. Place all. Okay. Craft. Here we go. Bash dem stones, brother. Bash dem stones. The trouble is, then you, like, throw them all in your inventory. And, like, yeah, see, I've taken damage from that, because they all go in your inventory automatically. That's something I'd also really appreciate, is being able to decide which container I'm gonna put the crafted item in, you know? Or, like, just not defaulting to the direct inventory. Maybe defaulting to the ground instead. Because, like, man, I don't want to fill my inventory with, like, 30 stones. And it means I have to go back to the crafting menu, like, 3 times over. Bossy, thank you very much for the follow. What's going on? Hello. You also had C. Seftis, Alice with Borderline, Jalar Plano, and that guy. Thank you. Appreciate all the follows, guys. Okay, so we now have a lot of stones. How is our skill looking? Pretty good. About halfway through. I can't drop these stones on out of the trolley, apparently. I didn't even realize I did put them in the trolley. That was by mistake, to be honest, but okay. Drop these here. No, that's back on the trolley. God damn it, dude. Okay. Right. Then... Are we putting on weight yet, by the way? We are putting on weight, thank God. Okay. Then we need the trolley, and we're just gonna keep going. We need large stones. Looks like there's a good batch here. Large, smooth, flat stones. Large stone right there. There's one over there. We'll go get that. Thank you for the follows, guys. Very much appreciated. I hope you're having a good week so far. Yeah. Okay. So how many can we put on here? 3 at a time. Oh, there's one. Imagine actually trying to push a trolley around in the woods like that. Yeah, I don't think that would go very well. Not one bit. Large stones. Here we go. Yeah, and we need to find a flint nodule as well, because we need to make like a couple of different items from those. Why won't it let me put? Okay, well, if you're not gonna let me put it on there, let me drop it on the ground, for God's sake. Jesus. Okay, I've injured myself now, and I gotta come back for this other one. Thankfully, pushing the trolley around doesn't injure me, so. No, it's not vanilla. No. It's, the trolley is from a mod called Zupercarts. It's a little bit, like, buggy right now, because it was a Build 41 mod. That's why, like, you know, I can't just drop these items out of the trolley onto the ground and stuff like that. I wonder if crushing stones actually gives you any XP at all. Ugh. Mm-hmm. Okay. One more. Sharpen bone. I'm not really sure what they're used for, to be honest. You know what we should do? I should carve this animal head and use the brain for tannin sooner rather than later, because it will go off otherwise. So if you take the brain over to this tannin barrel. No. We need a bowl of brain tannin, so we need a bowl first and some water. Yeah. Do we? I don't think we have a bowl. Can we use any container? It has to be a bowl. Okay. God damn it, dude. I don't think I have one. We need to find a bowl, of all things. Think you can carve one? I don't think you can carve one. You can clay fire one, I believe. If there's a carving one, it's a recipe that we haven't learned yet. If there is one of those. You're just juicing a brain. What does the container matter? Yep. Indeed. This is kind of like what another thing that kind of bothers me a little bit with a bit of the crafting system. Like, you can tell certain parts of it was made because, like, well, You know, because you do need to do this because it's realistic, and then there's other things like that where it's like, actually, is not very realistic. Your mod videos are really cool. Got me into Project Zomboid. Hey, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. Glad you liked them. Okay, what can we actually craft with these? Is there anything else that we can make that would make this like easier? Prize whetstone. We already have a whetstone. Smash bone into bone pieces. So yeah, we're basically just napping stones right now. Literally all we're doing. Okay. Oh. And then drop this here. The good thing is that because we've got the multiplier, this isn't going to take quite as long. This means we're doing this 3 times quicker, but like, oh man. Is any of that stone stuff good for combat? Stone weapons? Kind of depends, like, on your situation, right? If you can get like some non-crafted stuff instead, then that's going to be better. But if you're in like a wilderness survival situation or something, or your maintenance level is quite high, then yeah, it'll be great. Really, that's kind of the thing, is like the higher your maintenance level, the more your weapons are going to last. So like stone stuff becomes better at like higher maintenance. Early on, that stuff sucks. Breaks way too easy. Okay, there's a large stone over there. That's a lot of stone. Yup. Yup. Yes, it is. Yeah, basically, we're just... all we can do to level napping is to keep breaking these stones down. And then once we've got napping, we're gonna make... I forget what we needed to make. We're going through the processes for, like, leatherworking, but I forget why we needed the napping now. Was this to make, like, a flint thing? No, that was... No, I can't remember. This is why it gets so complicated. I don't like it. Hey, what up, Drage? You need to break stones to be able to nap. Yeah, sleep is getting complicated. Indeed. Quite. Quite. Imagine if you didn't have the multiplier, the whole stream would just be napping large rocks. Yeah, I mean, pretty much. And I know I'm gonna get like some complaints in the YouTube VOD comments already about like how much time we've spent like napping stones and stuff. But this is the reality of what the new crafting means. We need to spend time doing this. What character build? So we have thin-skinned, claustrophobic, conspicuous, prone to illness, slow healer, weak stomach, blacksmith, cat's eyes, dexterous, mason, fast learner, wilderness knowledge, and right now we're low weight because we fell under. This is gameplay, baby. Hell yeah. Only the best. And I've done it again and put them down in the bloody trolley when I didn't mean to. Hey, it's raining. This is great news for us. Keeps putting the trolley at the top. Piss off. It's because I'm putting too much on the floor in one space. I should have used that mod. More on the floor or whatever it's called. No, that was a short rain shower. Okay, well. Guess it depends on the audience. A bunch of us have obsessively watched 100 plus episodes of Noma's handcrafted entire homesteads from scratch. Nomis? Okay. Napping level achieved. Yeah, I don't know if I've heard of somebody called Nomis. Nomis plays? Okay. Make a scythe now. That's kind of cool. That would be really helpful. Stone awl. Stone chisel. That was what we needed. That was what we were going for. We were looking for a stone chisel. I remember now. I think that was it, right? Ooh. Actually, we need those. Tell me if I'm right, chat. I honestly can't remember. I hope I am. I think that's why we were doing it. I'm pretty sure it was the stone chisel because we needed to make something. But anyway, I know a flint nodule is next. Stone anvil? It might have been like, I don't know. It was some sort of bench. I don't think it was that. Chamomile. And chamomile seeds. Can we make chamomile tea? Well, guys, what is your guy living off in the woods? So we actually found a small, what's the correct word? Like a small, clutch of rabbits. And so I've built a pen myself, which we've taken 2 of those rabbits into. And now, and then I went back basically and killed like 1 or 2 of them. Just to get some like meat, and there's a few more back there as well, so we can go back and get more meat. The only reason I haven't brought them all over, to be honest, is because we don't have a suitable like trailer, or I can only bring 1 back at a time, so we've just sort of had to leave them there. Oh, clay. That's good. How much is this? 4? Okay, that's not bad. Lots of bait being found too. This is really good. So clay you can find through foraging, but it's more reliable to go and dig it up. There are like these particular deposits on the ground. The ground looks different. It's kind of like all cracked. And you can gather clay, but you need like some sort of shovel or trowel and a sack. And we don't have a sack right now to put that in. Can you make a clay bowl now? No, because we need the couple of workbenches associated. We would need a primitive furnace. And for that we need 6 clay, and we've only got 4. Or a primitive kiln. Actually, I think it's the kiln we would need. Not furnace. Yeah, we'd need a primitive kiln. So, right. You know how earlier I was talking about how there's lots of different workbenches for different things and there's no point? This right here. This is what I'm talking about. Advanced kiln, the same items, and a primitive kiln. The only difference is that one does fire and clay items and one does exactly the same thing, but you can make a anvil mold in the advanced one. And it's like, do we really need both? You know? A kiln is a kiln. Ooh, we needed these. If they're going to cost the same resource-wise and stuff. Doesn't craft faster or anything than the other. I don't think so. I was testing them earlier, and I don't want to say 100% no, but I don't think it does. Just has more recipes, yeah. It's got like, I think it's like 2 more recipes. Placeholder? Maybe possibly. I mean, like, you know, they'll develop it more and whatever. I think the biggest one is like the 3 different leather drying racks for 3 different sizes of animals. And it's like, come on, like there's one recipe for each of them. Like, can we not just have one singular leather drying rack? You know what I mean? The idea is like one is for rabbits, one is for like deer and pigs, I think it is. And then like one is for cows. You know, like larger animals. You get my point. I don't know if the examples were correct, but it's like, do we really need one for each? Like, ah, here it is. This is what we were looking for. The flint nodule. So this is good. We needed a flint nodule. Now. Oh, these bloody bushes. This is important, so... Nodule. Right. Required items. So, we can turn these into stone blocks. But we're not going to do that because we're just going to use stones for this. What we can turn this into is sharp flint flakes. Okay. And that is going to allow us to make a chisel. So, flake. Requires a surface. Let's go do that. Yeah, we were doing a little bit of Stellaris not too long ago, but yeah, we switched. Also, just like one moment, you mentioned the kilns there, by the way. So these 2 cones, these 2 kilns do completely different crafts to this kiln. The dome kiln is for charcoal and creating coke for, I believe coke is for like blacksmithing. These 2 kilns are for clay. Totally different thing. You can see how that easily can get confusing. Right, so chisel. All right, we're making ourselves a stone chisel. It's like a more like an ill-conceived mod than vanilla mechanics. I mean, you know, playing devil's advocate, a lot of it is being developed actively, and I understand it's unstable. I am just providing feedback, right? Like, this is right now, it's way too much, man. Way too much. Too many different benches for things, too many different stages. Like, yeah, it's way too much. All right, so now that we've got our stone chisel, I believe now I need to figure out what I was doing with the chisel. Wasn't I trying to build a bench? Because we had like the tannin barrel, the drying rack. All right. So we've got a small leather drying rack, which we would need for things like rabbits or calves. Which is probably what we want. That's actually pretty easy for us to make. But we would need the butchering hook, which we don't have the thing for. Was I looking at food things? Potentially. We were doing the butter churn, right? Which is pretty easy, honestly. Was it the quern? Was I looking at the quern? I don't know if I was. This is the thing, is like I get so wrapped up in all these different stages that I forget what I was trying to make. The grindstone would be cool. This would be a really, really useful item to have, and for that we need a stone wheel, which requires our stone chisel. So maybe, you know, for better or for worse, this is the direction I'm going now. Whether it was where I was intending to go initially, I can't really remember, to be honest with you, chat, because I got lost in the crafting source. But that's where we're going now. We do have a lot of things we can turn into bait now, at least, for fishing. We could go on a fishing trip. Quick, quick, quick. We need to make a wheel. Stone wheel. Craft. Oh, it takes like 10 minutes to craft this thing. Are we going to be alright with that? Yeah. Is the grindstone better than a whetstone, though? I didn't really notice the difference. Possibly. I think the grindstone is better. So I forget what the exact stats were, but we have been through the game files, and it's like if your maintenance level is lower, then the grindstone has less chance to damage the blade than the other two options. The whetstones are like second, and it doesn't matter which of the two whetstones you use. And then last place was the file set. So having a grindstone would be better. Four planks. I don't know if this is really what I was setting out to build, to be honest, but it's where we're going, alright? It is where we're going. Kind of like the idea of putting it there. Okay. I wish such more information was available in the game itself. Me too. Me too. Right, so hunting knife. So here's a good example of that. Right? So we've got a hunting knife here. And the sharpness is a little down, so we're going to sharpen it. Boom. There we go. A little bit sharper. And, crucially, you get maintenance XP from this, which is really good. Now, I still think there was something I was trying to build, and I can't remember the damn thing I was trying to build, but... Was it a forge? Stone anvil. It might have been a forge. Anvil. Yeah. Stone anvil. Alright, it's sleep time though. Bed. Bedtime. Bedtime for us. Are you on Windows 10 or did you switch to 11? I'm on Windows 10 right now. My new PC will be on Windows 11. My hair has grown. Look at that. I don't like that. I've become the great unwashed. Been alive for 20 days. Gonna need some more water soon. Oh dear, is Lucy making Duck sleep outside again? Honestly, I probably deserve it somewhere along the line. Why do you sleep in the tent and not the cabin? Claustrophobic trait. Didn't realize how big of a deal it was gonna be when I took it. It was a pretty big deal. Check on our wabbits. Okay, okay. Just wanna check. Have you having babies yet? No? Okay, no babies. That's alright. You take your time. No pressure. I'm just out here in the wilderness at the risk of dying, you know. But don't rush yourself. It's all good. All good. Right, anvil. We need a large stone. I think we still had one over here. Yep. Raft. Now, once we have the anvil, that will allow us to make a primitive forge with a bucket of clay cement. For that, I needed concrete powder or sandbag. One would assume I can fill a sack with sand to get that. There must have been something else I was trying to build. Oof, 51 masonry XP. Did I just drop that freaking thing on the ground, dude? Look at that. I can't even grab it. It's too heavy. Used to build a primitive forge. Useless on its own. Is it, though? It's too heavy. Let me place my backpack up here a sec. Oof. There we go. All right. I still think that was something that I was trying to make that I didn't. Primitive kiln was just clay. Honestly, if we find enough clay, we could just make one of those, and we did get like a half decent amount. That would allow us to make a bowl and get the brain tan and whatever. But we're not in any rush for that. We could make a fire pit. I don't know if these are really make any difference, but would be kind of cool. We need clay cement for that. Is there a reason to build the primitive kiln rather than the advanced one? No, to my knowledge. Not to my knowledge. I think we need to just start getting our carpentry skill together. I'm just checking to see if there's anything else. But it'd be nice to get a quern. But we're not, again, I don't think we're going to need one anytime soon. Grain collectors, carpentry 3, that's a big one. I think it's just the carpentry grind right now, folks. Why don't we go on an adventure to try and find some more books again? Potentially a fishing trip even. We got like a fair bit of bait here that I might be able to use. I think we could go on a fishing trip. I actually want to see if I can sharpen this dulled machete. Yeah. Okay. Not like the best in the world, but then like also we kind of need to repair the overall condition. So I mean, it's better than it was. Grind screws into nails. Ooh, that's kind of cool. I didn't know you could do that. That's a really nice bit of information. Using the grindstone to turn screws into nails with some metalworking skill. It's a kind of cool one. All right, so we're going on a fishing trip. I need a few extra paper clips to make hooks, right? Because they can be used as hooks. We need I don't think we need any of that. Right, these can all go in here. So farming stuff. I need all of the bait. We were gonna try and use this like rotten pork chop, weren't we, as well? Slugs. Drop the plantains in there. Okay. I have so much like random stuff in my inventory. There's just loads of different tools. I think this is fine. Yeah, this is fine. We can take all this. Right, so the fishing cruise is set. Now I just need like a place nearby that has some water. And then also I think we should try and hit a bookstore. We could... Let's butcher this rabbit now as well. Which is around here somewhere. I don't see it though. There it is. Butcher. Because I think we'll get this meat cooked and then we'll take it with us. Oh, it's rotten already. It's gone off. It's already bad. Okay, so one of the rabbits got wasted. Let's hope we can use the bait, use the meat for bait, I guess. That's a shame. That in there. Okay. Does KFC in the UK have the double down? Every so often. It's not like as popular out here as it is in the States, I don't think. We do get them every so often. I just think it's way too far. We're taking burgers too far at that point, you know? It's not even a burger at that stage. Okay. I need to pull up the map. And we need to identify where we're going on this fishing trip. Okay. So we are in the woods, like out here, I think, somewhere, if I remember right. No, out here. So we're out here. Yeah, there's Lone Forest Shack. And we need to identify a body of water that's like easy enough for us to get to. Now remember, the trouble is if it's in the woods too far, then 10 years later means that it would have, like, you know, really grown a bunch of trees. So this one's like the closest, but it's also a bit of a walk on foot. And I'm not sure that would be ideal. Our other option might be Rosewood. And we go to this one. Because this one's like right by the road. Would mean going through Rosewood, but... you know. Did you try grinding the screws while I was in the ad? No, I can't, because we don't have the required level for it, I don't think. River is all roads to it, no? Oh, you mean like this one? This one up here? I mean, yeah, but that's a considerable drive. That's gonna take us ages to get to. Rosewood's a little bit easier considering that we're like here and we've got a road down here. So we've, you know, I think we've got a road here. So we would go this way down here and then over to Rosewood. Rosewood is a solid place to scavenge books. Yeah, I think our problem there is that we've already hit the bookstore in town, I believe. I think we've hit this one. I could check my map to see if we have hit it, because I've been marking stuff off. But I think we've already hit that one. could still be worth it though. And honestly, like all these houses out in this area could have like a lot of good stuff for us in terms of farming. There's some hutches out here, you know, we could maybe find some farming stuff. We might even find a generator. You never know. These farmland houses are really good, so I think we go for it. Have you hit the library in the school? No, I don't think I have in Rosewood. There's only like 8 bookshelves in there, but we could try it. We could try it. I think that's our mission. That's our mission. We'll go to the library and do a fishing trip and stuff and check out the farmhouses. That's the goal. Whew. All right. Man, we've been on stream for a minute today, eh? Hope you guys have been enjoying it. Our fuel's not gonna last like a huge amount longer. Do we have any? These are both empty, right? Oof. And we don't have a hose either. I'm a little bit worried about our fuel situation, actually. Okay. Well, we got to figure out one way or another. So let's get out there. We're also going to need a bit more food again. Hopefully we find some while we're on the move. What's the minimum weight that our character can hit, chat? You know? Like if it just keeps going down. Minimum weight was 35. Damn. Finally catching a live stream. Hello, welcome. Okay. God frickin' trees. Okay. Our skill grind's actually going pretty good. Carpentry is the big one now. We need some carpentry build up to build the workbenches we need. I should have thought more about carpentry when I picked my character. You have a guy that weighed over 107. Nice. See, we're actually putting on weight now because we've been eating rabbit. But we got to be careful, otherwise I'm gonna undo all that progress. So, Rosewood. One sec. I have crossed off this building. I think we've already hit the bookstore. So it'd probably be straight on to the school. Oh crap, I didn't grab like a decent weapon, did I? I think I put the pipe on the... Oh! I have a jar of broccoli in here. I didn't even know that. It must have had an extra one from earlier, because I put some in here for like snacks to the road. It must have had an extra one and just forgotten about it between my 2 playthroughs. Or between the 2 sessions. That's good, that's good. They don't keep us topped up. Give us time to find more food. Whoops. I was gonna say, Ash, I was reading your message there and I was like, wait, that doesn't make sense of the situation. Like, what is he trying to get at there? And then, yeah, no worries, no worries. Watching too many people at once. You cheating on me, Ash? With another streamer? How dare you? I am kind of interested in that, like, whole situation there. All these trees. You sound so much like another streamer. Okay. I mean, I'm sure I do. Somewhere along the line, there's like... I think there's quite literally millions of us. I quite often get told I sound like other British streamers just because, like... To be 100% transparent for you, I think a lot of British accents just sound the same to people not from Britain, you know? That's RP and he's called Snow. Actually, I think I've heard of that guy. I don't know if I sound like him or not, but... When you're not recording or streaming, do you still do the accent? No, I have a full American accent when I'm not on stream. I put it on purely because it gets me more viewers, and more subscriptions, and more donations. You've been had. Congratulations. Can confirm. Yeah, I can tell you. Rise met me in person. He knows. He's heard the American me. What area British accent do you feel like you have? I mean, I can tell you which one I have. Like, it's a Lincolnshire accent. I'm not going to be any more specific than that, but Lincolnshire. Although, to be fair, like, my accent's pretty neutral. It's not, like, thick Lincolnshire. I thought you were South African. Okay, so that's the school down there. No, in all actuality, my English, like, accent, my British accent, comes out more when I'm not on stream. My parents always used to tell me when I was, like, multiple years ago when I was streaming from my bedroom. They always used to tell me that I put on, like, a bit of an American twang to my voice when I was playing games online or, like, when I was streaming. My British accent comes out a lot more when I'm not on stream. Phone voice. Yeah, pretty much. That's it. It's just like, you know, you are a little bit different when you're in this kind of situation, when you're streaming. I obviously try to be my true self and make sure that I'm not, like, you know, misrepresenting myself, but yeah, I do sound a little bit different off stream, and it's just more British, basically. All right, here we go. Checking out the library before our fishing trip. Fingers crossed. Okay. We're getting some attention here. Kind of a bigger group down the way here by the looks of it. Oh, yeah. There's a bigger group just outside the school window there. There's some out front here too, but the door's open there, so I feel like we can work our way through those gradually. Could potentially go in the window, but to be honest, I think I'd rather clear out this group. I don't feel great about just hopping in a window. Ooh, extra hunting knife. In fact, oh, hello zombies, please come over here. Oh chat, I'm so hungry. It's 10:15 in the evening and we've been streaming for 5 hours. Before this I did some Stellaris. I haven't eaten any dinner yet and I'm so hungry. Probably just gonna put in like a really quick oven pizza after stream. Nom 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 nom. Duck, go eat. Take care of yourself. Don't tell me what to do. You're not my dad. It's not like I've not eaten all day. I have had food. I've just not since I've been on stream. Make more content for us instead. See? That's a real one right there. That's a lot of zombies, dude. Oh, Jesus Christ. There's the library. In and out, right? I just heard someone come through a window. Yep. Fucking, I knew it. Knew it! One, two, three. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Quick. Time is of the essence. Time is of the essence. There is nothing on these shelves. God damn this place. Nope. 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 Everything's fine, but no books. We move on. This one was the bust. Oh, heck. Okay. Well, that's annoying. Gotta go around. A real way for me to get around that. Now, of course, some of these houses could have generators. The big thing that I could really do with finding is a hose. A large hose would sorry, a rubber hose, not a large hose. That would give us the capability to siphon gas, which will at least keep us rolling. At the moment, I am at a very big risk of running out entirely and then not being able to get anywhere. Check out these garages just while we're passing, you know. Here, gnome. Hang on. Must be done. We need a David. David the gnome coming home with us. Nothing. Rare loot. Yeah, it's insanely rare loot. There's a big difference between insanely rare loot and extremely rare loot, and it's honestly like wild how big the difference is. Maybe forage the trash piles? Yeah, if I was doing more than just a drive-by, I think I probably would, but... It's minimum loot settings? Yeah, it's on insanely rare. That's the preset we're on. So the lake is down here. If I remember rightly, there's also a water dispenser in this complex here. Nerfed abundance too? No, I have not changed foraging settings too much. In fact, I believe the way foraging is set is that it's actually a little bit more abundant in this playthrough because of, like, obviously 10 years later, you know, nature reclaiming what was once theirs, sort of thing. Kind of makes sense. How long have you been playing Project Zomboid? Technically, I've owned the game since like 9 years ago, but realistically, I've been playing since Build 41, like kind of Build 41 came around. Which would have been... What? How many years ago was that now, chat? Build 41 being out? Like 2 or 3 years? Probably more, right? 3 or 4? Oh! God, that scared the bejesus out of me. You're still going? Yeah, we are. I'm gonna be going for probably like another half an hour or so, I think. Rotten salami. Rotten bacon. Can we use this as bait? Maybe. Cars? Was that pre-41? I think Cars was pre-41, yeah. I think that was 39 or 40, I think, but like I wasn't around for that, so I don't know. Yeah, no problem, Romeo. I'm glad you can get something from the guides. Guides and tip videos are kind of like my favorite thing to do because I love seeing like people's like I like being able to think I've made other people's games easier and made like a complex game easier to understand so that people can enjoy it, right? I like making it easy for people to enjoy the same games that I enjoy. Cars was 39. There you go. It came out May 2018. Thank you, Lucy. Oh, I should have taken that last turning. Yeah, I actually got to do another mod video soon. Ooh. There's a trailer. Oh, couple of zombies. Couple of zombies. That's all right. Let's lure them around the car here. Just split them up a little bit. Make sure my back's clear. The Lucy, the one and only. It is. Add an O before the U. And you've got the name spot on. Uh-oh. That's not great. Kind of cool that I can make a broken iron pipe into weapons. Okay, what we got here? What we got? So this is a rack. I don't know if I'm going to be able to hook that up. It's in a bit of an awkward position. I will try. Might need a nudge. I'm a little bit reluctant to nudge it too much because vehicles tend to get a bit fucky when you start doing that, and you risk like flipping over your car and stuff. I do have a mod for that actually enabled, but all right, I think if I maybe go like there, that might work. No. No. I mean, I could tow one out of the way, I guess. Could I tow this one from the front, maybe? Beep the trailer back a bit. Like I said, I don't really want to nudge vehicles because that's when they start to flip and get really fucky. I think. No, that's not what I want. Sorry, Rye. Thank you very much for the sub, my friend. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. 52 months, dude. Crazy. I'm sure this is like the best way for me to spend my fuel, right? What dwindling fuel supplies I have. Oh my god. Here we go. Check the D&D channel when you have time, Nostalgia Galore. Yep, I'll check it after stream. Ah, here we go. Come on. Yes. Okay. We just give it a little nudge there. You know, all the way back. Yep. Hey, got it. All right. Got us a little trailer. Excellent news. Now, the next problem is I'm getting tired. First try. Exactly. You get it. Here's Ambi. Is it this way? Yeah, it's this way. Follow it all the way through. I think what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to pull up somewhere out of the way. Make sure there's no zombies coming towards us, and then sleep in the car. Maybe in the back. There's a couple houses up there. I think this should be fine if I sleep in the back. Only slept in the car once. Why is it so risky? Because zombies can like see you in the car and walk over and start banging on the windows. It's risky because, you know, you're not in a safe location, right? Okay, I do want to check this little shed up here. But there's trees in my way. I don't think it's worth busting through them. I could. But we're gonna go straight down to the next ones. I mean, it's as safe as a house. The banging should wake you up once it starts. No? Yeah, I mean, like, it does wake you. You're right. But you have a lot less time to react, I think, when you're in a car. There's like multiple zombies show up or whatever. Yeah, there's a few zombies there, eh? For the house, you've got a bit more time. Also, just got to keep in mind as well with like a building, you've probably cleared the surrounding area, right? Especially if it's like your safe house. Whereas I don't know that this area is clear or not. liking that I've kind of just got a knife or a butcher cleaver here. I kind of want to keep the cleaver. Should have brought more weapons with me. That's alright. I'll just try and push them. What a little adventure we've ended up taking ourselves on, chat. Okay. Here we go. There was also a pen down there that I noticed. I kind of want to go check that out, make sure there's no like birds or anything. Ooh. Heavy chain. I don't know what that can be used for. Nothing. Research? No. No. Garden hoe wouldn't make a bad weapon. The farmer's guide. Makes scarecrow and barbed wire. Nothing. We've already got a jack. Nothing else. Oh. God, dude. I looked away from my frickin' screen to listen. I know that sounds really weird, but you know how like when you're really intently listening, you kind of like put your eyes up towards like the top of your eye sockets, kind of look off in the distance a little bit. I did that and then looked away from the screen. Which I wouldn't advise. This is a top tip for you that wasn't in my guides. I would not advise looking away from your screen while playing Project Zomboid. No, I don't know about that. Okay, well, thanks, babe. Appreciate your support, as always. Check zone ranch. Nope. Touch. Nope. Look away from screen when zombie. Yep, you got it. Nailed it. All right, I'm gonna check out the barn, check out the next buildings down. Boy, why do we need meta events right now, please? Thank you, stop. Guess I should be foraging while I'm out here too, eh? We're on farmland, could find some veggies. Some seeds. Or bait. What is this? Salt rock. Wait. That actually might be, like, really, really good. Hang on, we have a mod for this. What can I craft? Oh, huge. Okay. This is actually really good. We need a mortar and pestle, and I know we can make one of those. Using pottery, the pottery skill. Rushing a mortar and pestle to make salt. The thing I'm not sure about, chat, is how many stages I need to take that, like, because I know you need to make the bowl and then fire it, right? You need to like fire the bowl in a kiln, and then I don't know how I make it ceramic. So I don't know if I'd then have to like take it to a different bench after that. Ceramic is a mix of sand and clay then fired. It might just be that you like you just put it in you just fire it and then that's it. In which case that'd be great. Potato seeds. Good. Because I think we can make a kiln pretty easily to fire those things. Hang on, let me think about this while we've got a minute, right? We need a pottery wheel. That's easy. Then we need a kiln to fire it, which would be 20 clay. And a mason's trowel. The mason's trowel is the biggest one. Because I don't think we can craft that. And I don't think there's any alternative to the mason's trowel. Which is where things like the crafting system aren't great, because it means we need to find an alternative, and I don't think there is one, and lots of foraging. So we need a mason's trowel. MrAtomicDuck is a salt rock from a mod, yes. Yep. As you can see there, long-term preservation mod. Can you use a wooden bowl? I mean, you can IRL, it just works less. I don't think you can carve bowls straight up right now. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. How you doing? There's something down there by that bin. Doesn't look like there's a way into this garage, except for the front doors. Butter knife. Golf Ghoulie, thank you very much for the raid. Thank you very much. I hope you had a good stream. Welcome in, welcome in. I'm not going to be going too much longer myself, but I do appreciate it. Thank you. Just got this game. Your videos really helped. Thank you. My pleasure. I am happy to provide. All right, let's take a look in this basement. We might get lucky. Oh, yo, hold up. This is a pottery basement. Look at this. Look at this. So here, clay, mortar, and pestle. That's a pottery bench over there. So to fire it, we just need the mortar and pestle, a matchbook, and a log. So that's not actually too bad. The pottery bench doesn't... So we don't use this to make bowls. This is where I think it gets like really like weirdly complex. You would think that would just work. But the pottery wheel, we can make a bowl here. This is actually huge because okay, we need sand for a mortar and pestle. This is actually huge because we could come back here, and I don't think you can pick these up. Oh, I can. Modern pottery wheel, hand press, pottery table. Okay, I can't pick this one up, but I can pick these up. We should try and take these home, honestly. We could use these to maybe make a bowl, get the brain tannin going. Looking forward to finally trying the new crafting. You're not missing a huge amount. It's very complex. It's very, very complex. Ratchet wrench. Okay, okay. I think we grab the stuff from here and try and get it out. We just got to move the truck down here. Oh, you want me to forage in the room? Okay, okay, okay. That's... Looks like it's picking stuff up that's like not actually here, honestly. It's just a little bit off with... Yeah. Yeah, we got the trailer, so we should be able to put like a couple of those workbenches in here. Okay. Right, we gotta go get the vehicle and bring it up here. Which was back that way? Yeah. It was back that way, right? Parts are like here. Who knows? Maybe, I mean, maybe if we even get lucky and find some clay while foraging, we can just make what we need and fire it while we're here. We haven't got sand. I'm wondering if you can gather sand yourself now by digging on the right tiles. Or like, do we need to actually find like actual sandbags? You can? Okay, this is good. But we still need a sack, right? To do that. Which is kind of rough for us. Carrot. Ooh. Man, I wish that carrot was gonna stay fresh for like a good while. We can probably plant some carrots. Gives us 10 carrot seeds. That's really helpful. Carrots are great, and the reason why they're great is because they will go... they're great bait for traps. If you use carrots in traps, you can catch rabbits quite easily. Don't trust wild mushrooms. We can't tell. Being able to use a bucket would be nice. Yeah, we can carve ourselves like a wooden bucket. Oop. Gotta be careful around. Gotta be careful on targeting around trees. Okay. So we're going here. Can I turn this thing around in this little alcove here? Yeah, that'll do. Nailed it. Ooh, rabbits. I wonder if they're in an animal zone or wild. They look wild. I mean, I could be wrong. Gotta cook, no worries. Appreciate it, Golf Ghoulie. Thank you again. Enjoy whatever you're cooking. That's gonna be me soon. I'm gonna throw in a quick pizza and have me some almost midnight pizza because I'm a responsible human being. But I needed to get a couple of VODs recorded. Oh, Chili Pepper, how you doing? Things are good. Things are good. Thank you for asking. All right. Let's see here. So this has got 40 weight in it. I'm gonna need to put my backpack in one of these. I think in there. That's now got 40 weight. Because I need to go pick up the bench. Really awkward position for that tree to be in, honestly. Okay. So, the pottery wheel table is a risk, but crafting it, sorry, the pottery bench, but crafting it requires level 5 carpentry. So we are going to have to, I think we've got to pull this. We've got to at least try. The wheel is guaranteed. So that's cool. All right, let's throw this in the roof rack. There we go. Nice, so what's your first episode on YouTube? Seems like it's going pretty smoothly. Do you not normally build defenses? Not really, to be honest. Like, I will probably do that when we start leveling my carpentry skill. Usually I don't bother, because especially with this kind of run. Because you gotta think, right? We're in the middle of a forest, and the way the zombie spawns work is like that there's not gonna be many of them, so it's kind of like not necessary. But because I'm gonna need to level my carpentry skill, it will now become necessary. So second, do I have an extra battery on me? I don't. It's probably in my bag. All right, here we go. Moment of truth. Carpentry. Don't fail me now. I need a hammer. Shit. There would have been one of them in my bag too. Let's grab the hand press. We'll go back. Honestly, the hand press, I don't think we really need to bother with, because the hand press is pretty easy to make. Yeah, the hand press is like easy peasy. The pottery wheel is easy peasy also, so we probably didn't need that. It's the pottery bench that's the big win, if we can get that out. Yeah, it actually brings it, Chili's allowed me to sort of mention this. If you guys didn't know already, all of these streams get put up on our VOD channel, exclamation mark VODs in the chat. So if you miss an episode and you want to catch up, or, you know, you want to see where this all started, the first episode, then you can you can find these streams there. We upload every single one. How large is the mod pack? Exclamation mark mods in the chat. Okay. Was grabbing the... We've got a hammer. I swear I had like another battery somewhere. Must have left... Ah, there you go. Need to insert the battery into my flashlight. Not great, but... Okay, moment of truth. Can we procure the pottery table? Wait, where's my hammer gone? What? Am I being stupid? Did I put it in like my bag or something? I swear I grabbed the hammer. I'm being stupid. I must be. I'm always being stupid. Look, I've been live on stream for like 6 hours. It's getting to that stage, you know. Logic is fleeting. Maybe I swear I even grabbed like the stone hammer or something, but whatever. That's a small mod pack, not gonna lie. Yeah, by design. I don't like playing with a huge amount of mods. I'm playing with which ones is needed for the playthrough, and that's it. Okay, here we go. Don't break on me. Come on, 67.5% chance, chat. Here we go. Yes! Okay, we got it. Huge. Huge. Okay. Excellent. Yeah, I don't know. Playing with a lot of mods, especially in a playthrough like this, is not on the cards for me. I play with what mods are needed for the playthrough. I know a lot of people like to play with loads, but I've never been that way. Just increases risk of like corruption, errors. I just don't wanna, you know? There is nothing in here. I can't be too mad though. We picked up a couple of benches. One particular bench that was going to be hard for us to craft, so I can't be mad. That's a good turnout. That's a good result. But I know we were going to go on this fishing trip, chat, but I think that's where we might have to call it for today. I think we do the fishing trip at the start of next time. Right here. Because we're now at over 6 hours of stream today, and yeah, I'm thinking I'm at the end. I need to go eat something. It's 11 p.m. So then I need to go to bed. But as I mentioned, you can catch, if you missed today, you can catch it on the VOD channel where it goes up. Everybody that's watching this as a YouTube VOD, thank you very much for doing so. If you want to come and catch these streams live, there is a link down in the description to the Twitch channel. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.